Hello students, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to discuss about input and output statements in Python. So here input means reading data from user. Output means providing data to user. Okay, means reading data. Output means displaying data. Okay, so first we need to see what is input. How to take input from user in Python. Okay, so if you want to take input from user, input from keyboard, then you need to use input function. Sometimes a developer might want to take user input at the same point at some point in a program. To do this, Python provides an input function. So if you want to read the data from user, you need to use input function. Okay, so the syntax is input. So here the example, x is equals to, so see the example here, x is equals to input of enter a value. So here x is a variable, input is a function. So here whatever you specify, that will be displayed. Okay, so input of enter a value. Okay, so the user will enter the value. For example, the user enter value is string. Okay, so if you use input function, whatever the value that user enter, that will be treated as string. Okay, so here type function, type of x. If you want to know the data type of x, here you need to use type function. So here it will display str. Okay, so the default data type of Python is str. Okay, so whether you enter boolean or integer or float or complex, that will be treated as str, string. Okay, if you use input function. Okay, so if you want to represent data integer, if you want to enter, if you want to read only integer data, then you need to mention num is equals to int of input of enter a value, enter a number. So you are mentioning the data type. Okay, int. In that case, if you enter the number, that will be treated as, okay, that will be treated as integer. Okay, so if you want to give string, okay, here two ways you can specify str of input of enter a value, or without str input of enter a value. By default, any value that will be treated as a string. Okay, so for that purpose you can use input of enter a value or str of input of enter a value. Okay, for float you need to specify float of input of enter a value. For complex, complex of input of enter a value. Next, bool input, bool of input of enter value. Okay, so bool data type contains only two possible values, either true or false. Okay, so in this way you can read integer, string, float, complex, bool. Okay, you need to specify the data type. So without specifying, is there any other way? Yes, there is another way, by using eval. Okay, eval. So here eval function to make a string and evaluate the result. Okay, so here this function take the string and evaluate the result. Okay, so here x is equals to eval. So in double quotations, strings are represented either in single quotations or in double quotations or triple single quotations or triple double quotations. Okay, so normally single quotations and double quotations are used for single line strings. When the strings contain multiple lines, you need to use triple double quotations and triple single quotations. Okay, so here For string you need to represent in double quotations. Okay, so 10 plus 20 plus 30. So normally whatever in double quotations or single quotations that will be treated as string, that will be displayed as it is in the screen. But here eval, okay, eval is used to evaluate the result. So 10 plus 20 plus 30. So total is 60, that will be stored in x. If you print value of x, that will be displayed 60. Okay. So this is one purpose, and the another purpose is, so here eval can evaluate the input to list, tuples, set, complex, float, bool, any data type based on provided input. So let's see one example. So here L is equals to eval input of enter a value. For suppose, okay, so for suppose I am entering 10. Okay, so if you display the type of L, what is L here? L is a variable. If you display the type of L, it will be displayed int. Okay, so if you given value 10.5, next if you display the type, it will display float. Okay, for suppose if you given 10, okay, so if you see the type of L, it will display str. Okay, so eval is used to evaluate the data type based on the provided input. So if you provide integers base 10, that will be treated as int. If you provide data with fractional part, means decimal part, that will be treated as float. Okay, so whatever in single quotations or double quotations, that will be treated as a string. Okay, so if you given true, so this is bool. Next 10 plus 0 j, this is complex. So based on the given value, that will be decided the data type. Okay, so that is the importance of eval. Okay, so you can use eval for input. Okay, because this is very flexible. Based on input, the data type will be decided. Okay, so the next one is how to take. So here you can take only single value that will be stored in L. For suppose 10, 10 will be stored in L. Okay, so here you are taking only one input. So if you want to take multiple inputs in Python, okay, so we can take multiple inputs on the same data type at a time in Python by using map function. So you need to use map function to take multiple inputs, more than one input at the same time. Okay, so here I want to read three inputs. Okay, so for A, for B, for C. Okay, so for that purpose you need to take A comma B comma C. So without input function you can take A comma B comma C is equals to 10 comma 20 comma 30. So 10 will be stored in A, 20 will be stored in B, 30 will be stored in C. Okay, so this is the case that you can give directly. So if you want to read from keyboard, okay, if you want to read from user, then you need to use map function. So A comma B comma C is equals to map of, so these three are int data type. So that's why you need to use int comma input of enter the numbers. Okay, so enter the numbers. So here we use split function. So why we are using split function? Why? Because split means dividing. Okay, so here values are divided by using space. 10 space, 20 space, 30. So 10 will be stored in A, 20 will be stored in B, and 30 will be stored in C. So split is used to divide the numbers. The default value of split is space. So if you want to divide the numbers, if you want to separate the numbers by using comma, so here you need to use the split of comma, in double quotations, comma. So in that case 10 comma 20 comma 30. So 10 will be stored in A, 20 will be stored in B, and 30 will be stored in C. So in this case in this way you can read multiple inputs from the user by using input function. So the next one is the numbers are. Okay, so we read it A is equals to 10, B is equals to 20, and C is equals to 30. Okay, so if you want to display the numbers are. Okay, so the numbers are. So we are choosing the numbers by space. Okay, so here end is equals to space. So whenever the space occurs, that will be separated. Okay, so 10, 20, 30 are the values you given. Okay, so the first value is 10. Okay, so if the space occur, the first value is completed. Okay, so next 20 will be displayed. If the space occurs, second value is completed. Next 30 will be displayed. Okay, so in this way you can read multiple inputs from keyboard. Okay, so here the example program. Write a program to read two numbers from keyboard and print the sum. Okay, so for that purpose x is equals to, so here we are performing sum of two numbers. Okay, so sum of two numbers means integers, so we know the data type, so that's why x is equals to int of input of enter a value. So in int place you can use eval. Okay, so I am using int. So first x value is 10. For suppose the user given 10. Next y value is 20. Okay, so the user given value is 20. C is equals to x plus y. X value is 10, y value is 20, x plus y 10 plus 20, that is 30. So next you can print the value of C, that will be 30 will be displayed. Okay, so in this way you can perform. Next, so here we have seen input. Okay, so to read the data from user, if you want to display the message, if you want to give the output, then you need to use output statements, output functions. So to display the output you can use formatted string literal. Okay, so the first one is formatted string literal. So the default one is, if you want to display you can use print, and the information that will be displayed in double quotations, whatever in double quotations or single quotations, that will be displayed as it is. So this is the default. Okay, so you can, if you want to display the message or information, you can use print, and in double quotations you can mention the information. Okay, so next, if you want to display the value of anything, okay, so see this. So you can use formatted string literal by starting a string with f, small f or capital F, before opening question marks. Okay, so before opening question mark you need to take small f or capital F. Okay, so in this string we can write Python expression between flower braces and can refer a variable or any literal value. Okay, so see this example for clear explanation. So here name is equals to Ramu. So here name is a variable, Ramu is a value. Okay, so if you want to print hello Ramu, how are you? Okay, so I want to print hello Ramu, how are you? For that case, Ramu is stored in a variable name. Okay, so formatted string literal, you need to use f, small f or capital F before opening quotations. Okay, so before opening quotations you need to mention small f or capital F. So small f, next quotations are open, hello, next one is Ramu. Okay, so Ramu is stored in name. So we can write Python expression between flower braces can refer a variable. That variable is name. So in flower braces, you need to mention the variable name. So that variable name is name. Okay. So hello Ramu, how are you will be displayed. Okay. So let's take one more example. For example, a value is 10. So if you want to display the value of 10, next print. So before starting you need to mention f. So here the value of a is. So in flower braces you need to mention a. Okay. So in this way you can print the data. Okay. So the next one is using format function. Okay. So the next one is using format function. You can also use format function to format our output to make it look presentable. Okay. So to look presentable output, you need to use format function. The curly braces work as placeholders. Okay. The curly braces are work as placeholders. We can specify the order in which variable occur in the output. So let's take the example. So here a is equals to 20, b is equals to 10. A, b are the variables, 10, 20 are the values. Next, sum is equals to a plus b. So I am performing addition operation. Sum is a variable. In sum I am storing a plus b, that is 10 plus 20, 30. 30 will be stored in sum. Next, sub is equals to 10 minus, sorry, a value is 20, b value is 10. 20 minus 10, that is 10. 10 will be stored in sub, 30 will be stored in sum. Okay. So next, so I want to display the message. I want to display the output. The output will be the value of a is 20, the value of b is 10. Okay. So I want to print the value of a is 20, the value of b is 10. So in single quotations, you can use single quotations or you can use double quotations. So I am using single quotations. The value of a is. So here you need to use curly braces. Those are work as placeholders. So in the place of curly braces, you need to mention the a value. Okay. So the value of a is next and the value of b is. So next you need to use dot format function. So format a comma b. So a value is 20. So 20 will be placed in this place and b value is 10. 10 will be placed in this place. So the output will be displayed like the value of 20 and 10. Okay. The value of 20 and 10 is. So that is the output. Next, print. Okay. So here I am using placeholder, that is 2. Okay. So 2 is the sum of 0 and 1. Okay. So flower braces or curly braces are placeholders. So here 0 represents first value, 1 represents b value and 2 represents sum value. Okay. So first we given 2. 2 means sum. Sum value is 30. So 30 is the sum of 0 value is a, 20 and 1 is b. B value is 10. So 30 is the sum of 20 and 10. That will be displayed. Okay. So I hope it is clear. So in this way you can display the output. Okay. So here the value of 20, the value of a is 20 and b is 10. So that is the first output. Next 30 is the sum of 20 and 10. That is the second output for this program. Okay, for this program. Next, example 2. Okay. So here example 2 is, So taking input from user. So if you want to take input from user, you need to use input function. Num is equals to int of input of enter a value. So here you mentioned int. So it will accept only integers. Okay. Add is equals to, add is also one variable, add is equals to num. So num value is, for suppose num stores 5. Okay. Assume the user given value is 5. So 5 plus 5, 10. So 10 will be stored in add. So add contain value 10 now. Okay. So add value is 10. So I want to display the sum is 10. So I want to display the output as the sum is 10. For that purpose, the sum is, so the value in add, comma. So why we are not mentioning in double quotations? Why we are not mentioning add in double quotations? Why? Because if we represent add in double quotations, that will be displayed like add. So we want to display the value, not the characters. So for that purpose, the value of the sum is add. Add contained 5 plus 5, 10. So the sum is 10 will be displayed. Okay. So these are the input and output functions, very important. If you have any doubt regarding to this video, please comment me in the comment section. For more videos, please subscribe my channel. Thank you.